there she is, Sky High. Kept aloft by the latest in anti-gravitational propulsion. She is in constant motion as a precaution against those who otherwise might have nefarious plans. Her location is supplied only to a handful of highly qualified individuals, such as myself, Ron Wilson, bus driver.
Hey, Cassettes, and welcome back to another briefcase in the Black Case Diaries.
Oh my gosh.
Hey!
Wow.
Yeah, we're usually three old friends learning everything we can about movies and TV and hopefully teaching you in the process. I'm Robin.
I'm Marcy.
I'm Adam, but not today.
Usually he's Adam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're unfamiliar, our briefcases are shorter episodes where we do way less research, sometimes no research,
Haha.
way less.
Yep.
So,
Yay.
welcome.
And it's a lot less formatted. It's way more loosey-goosey.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
It's
yeah.
real casual.
It's not scripted. So we're actually trying out a new release schedule for the show, and we plan on bringing you weekly episodes every other month.
Yes.
We just wanted to make sure you guys heard that in an episode. So that we posted about it, but we want to make sure you guys are on the same page with us.
Yes.
Yeah.
This means that you can expect 4 full-length episodes throughout October, December, February, April, June, August,
So on and so forth.
So since school is starting back up, we thought it would be fun to do a briefcase about one of our favorite back-to-school movies.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sky High from 2005.
Oh my gosh. God, so old.
Yeah. Oh, back before the MCU took over movie theaters, Disney released this live-action gem about superhero children attending high school. The movie was filled with sci-fi references and some top-notch comedic performances, so we wanted to revisit the film with you today.
Yeah. This movie is... it's so nice to have.
Yeah.
Even though it's like not one that people talk about all the time.
No.
But having a superhero movie that doesn't take itself seriously
Yep.
and isn't Marvel,
No.
Yep.
and it's just like honestly no like some of the powers are similar, but
Yeah.
no existing heroes.
Right.
It's
No.
actually really refreshing to watch
I know,
it
it's
again.
so cool. It's just, I love there's like these ridiculous angles and stuff that they'll use
Yeah.
when things get kind of serious. And
Uh-huh.
they
Yep.
look like panels right out of a comic book.
Yes.
It's so campy. The jokes are really funny, honestly. You know, I mean, I feel like when I watched it as a kid, I did not appreciate it nearly as much.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was, like, pretty good. You know,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I like the movie with the flying school bus. But, like,
Sure.
this legitimately, I mean, watching it as an adult, I'm like, it's pretty funny. This is
Yes.
Yeah.
pretty good jokes in here. I love the powers, the diversity of the powers.
Yes.
We've got a character with plant powers, and this kid that just melts.
Yeah. Yeah.
The concept of like just second rate powers, like powers that kind of suck.
I
This is perfect.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I love that everybody, I guess except for the main character, everybody gets one.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's kind of nice because with a lot of modern superheroes, everyone kind of fits the role in any situation. It doesn't matter what their
Yeah.
power is. They can kind of do whatever.
Right.
So in Sky High, everyone gets one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Some of them are super good. Some of them are
Yep.
absolute trash. So you, like the kid who glows.
I know.
He was so pumped about it too.
And he's
He
so like, this is
was.
such a good power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was so confident.
Oh my God.
And the costumes are just
Oh,
so
yeah.
nicely, they're just so bright.
Yeah.
So comic book-esque, you
Yeah.
know, with
Yeah.
some of the sharp angles and stuff on
Yeah.
some of them. And, oh.
So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna kind of run through the movie and
Yeah.
talk about what we thought of it.
Yeah.
I'm going to start, though, by saying that Sky High was directed by Mike Mitchell, who also directed the absolute classic Alvin and the Chipmunks Chipwrecked
Oh.
from 2011.
Wow. Really big.
Oh,
I'm surprised
wow.
I didn't
I
know
know.
this.
I had to point that one out. I felt like
Shipwrecked.
I know. I mean,
Correct.
That's like a generational movie.
My gosh.
but too bad he didn't direct the Squeakle. That I feel like
I know.
the Squeakle's top tier. That's an S tier movie.
Yeah.
Honestly, jokes aside, S tier title.
The Squeakle.
Squeakle, yeah.
He also directed the Action League Now segments of Kablam,
Hey.
which we talked about that.
look
Yeah,
at that,
which
yeah.
really makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't that make sense? Yeah.
Love that.
So it was written by Paul Hernandez, Bob Schooley, and Mark McCorkle. And Schooley and McCorkle actually went on to produce Kim Possible. They created Kim Possible
Wow.
for the Disney Channel.
You
So-
know, I could see that in the costumes then.
Yeah.
Actually, like,
Had
you
that
know.
had that vibe,
Yeah.
kind of like ridiculous faux, villain.
Yeah.
Yeah, and your basic average girl.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, she's here to save the world.
World. Red hair. Layla has red hair too.
Whoa,
There it
dude.
is. It's all there.
It's
all
there.
Yeah, and she's
The
got the
makings.
best powers, pretty much.
Yeah.
Michael Giacchino scored the movie, and I wanted to bring that. I just wanted to point that out because the score for this movie is actually very good.
Yeah.
No joke. Great.
He also scored. He scored so many things, TV shows. He scored
Yeah.
Lost, the TV show
Wow.
Lost.
Yeah.
He's. I mean, so many
So,
Pixar
really
movies.
good.
Inside Out, Up, and I think the one that makes the most sense for this one, The Incredibles. He scored The Incredibles in 2004.
Oh, there
And-
you go.
Yeah, he's done a lot of stuff. All right, so let's talk about the movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's how the movie starts.
Yes.
The movie starts with a voiceover from its main character, Will,
Yeah.
played by Michael Angarano. Will is the son of two of the world's most famous superheroes, the Commander and Jetstream, played by Kurt Russell and Kelly Preston, respectfully.
What are you guys doing in this movie? What are they doing here? Oh, I love them though. They make
Yeah.
great, like, just the goofiest parents.
They're such a sweet, odd couple, and I
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You know, they do clearly love each other. And they're just, he's just such a goofball in
Yeah.
this movie. And he like comes upstairs. Will is pretending to do reps,
Yeah.
right? Because he wants his dad to think he's got superpowers.
Yeah.
And his dad looks at the massive
Oh
weights.
yeah, he loads
Yeah.
so many weights onto the bar.
Yeah, and the dad goes, "Oh yeah, that's right. Low weight, high rep. That makes sense. Yeah,
You don't
should."
want to bulk up. And he just pulls one off and like plays with it like it's a coin. Or
Yes.
something. Just like
Yeah.
like it weighs nothing.
Yeah. Throws
Oh.
it back and breaks the bed.
So it's Will's first day at Sky High, a floating high school for superhumans. His superhero parents are excited for their son to live up to their legacy, but Will, however, does not have any powers.
No.
He's
Yeah.
trying to keep it from his mom and dad.
Yeah. They talk about, kids coming from super parents,
Yeah.
right? That's not unusual. But his two parents are like the top superheroes of the day.
Yep.
Yeah.
So like the pressure on him is
I know.
is so much.
Would you guys be sweating? I'd be sweating.
Yes.
Yeah, so I totally understand why he doesn't want to tell them, because it would be, in his mind, an immediate disappointment.
It's such a good way to illustrate how much pressure you can put on your kids,
Yeah,
And
accidentally.
without doing it in like a very John Hughesy dramatic way.
Right.
Yeah.
They're doing it in kind of a funny, silly, lighthearted way.
Yeah.
Like, what would you do if you're 15 and your parents are the world's most famous superheroes and you don't have any superpowers? I mean,
Right.
Yep.
And especially because they talk about wanting to be
the
Stronghold
Stronghold 3.
like they're ready for him to save the world
Yeah.
with them.
Yes.
It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Will's best friend Layla is played by Danielle Panabaker.
Yes.
She went on to play Killer Frost in the Flash TV series. So Will's parents get called away to battle a giant robot downtown.
Yeah.
And this is the part where the camera does this weird angle thing, and Kurt Russell says, "There's big trouble downtown." Which, if you guys, I don't know if you guys,
yeah.
he's in that movie Big Trouble in Little China. It's a famous
Oh.
movie that Kurt Russell is in. That's what
That's
I'm
funny.
assuming that's what
That
they're
Nice.
referencing.
Must
yeah.
be.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I like that they hear the phone ring and the mom goes to pick up her normal cell phone because they live regular lives.
Yeah.
They're realtors.
Realtors.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, it's the other one. And they have a red cell phone.
Yeah.
It's exactly the
emergencies,
same
you
flip
know?
phone,
Yeah.
but it's red.
Once they get to school, the kids meet Principal Powers, played by Linda Carter, who
Yes.
played Wonder Woman in the
Yeah.
1970s.
Yes.
Played Wonder
That
Woman.
makes sense. Her
Just such a good
what
joke.
she says later.
Yeah,
Ah.
her joke at the end. Yes. The students gather to demonstrate their powers to Coach Boomer, my personal favorite character.
Yes.
Dude.
Yes, played by the one and only Bruce Campbell.
Yeah. Yes.
Woo.
But I think this movie does such a fantastic job of illustrating anxiety and like the anxiety of like your first day.
Yeah.
And like it's a scene that everybody can kind of relate to. They're in gym class
Yep.
and they all have to perform in front of people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
immediately.
Can you
Yep.
think of a moment when you were a kid and you had to perform in front of your classmates
Dude,
in gym class? Like,
for real. Dude,
Yeah. No.
two things I remember very specifically. Being the person to lead stretches
Oh,
in
God.
gym was a nightmare. And then also anytime, even past middle school, like when any teacher would be like, let's go around the room and say an interesting thing about ourselves.
no.
Stop that crap. So now you have to demonstrate your powers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who many of the kids probably got it very recently.
Yes.
Because it sounds like high school age is when you're supposed to get your powers.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So there are no children superheroes in this universe.
Yeah.
Right. It
Although-
seems like it's a puberty thing.
Yes.
It sounds like Layla got hers pretty early though.
Oh, that's true.
Because she was
Later
talking
in
to
the
her,
movie.
and it was like she said that she was like 9 or something.
Yeah.
So I
when
guess
she got hers, and she revealed to Will, and then they'd been best friends ever since.
maybe it
Yeah.
varies.
Maybe it's
a bit-
maturity.
Yeah, but I mean, when you
maturity
think
is a good
about it,
idea.
girls usually mature faster
See,
than boys.
this was something that the director said that they really wanted to shine through in the movie.
Yeah.
They said they wanted the adults to be as crazy as possible, as
Yeah.
ridiculous as possible, because when you're a kid,
Yeah.
you think adults are insane.
yeah,
And they wanted the girls to be way smarter than the boys. Like for
Yeah.
it to not even nearly be
I mean that definitely comes across.
yeah, because they're
a lot of these kids having to demonstrate their powers to the rest of the class plus the coach
yeah,
may not really have a grasp on them.
yeah.
Especially Will, obviously. But like
yeah,
Yeah.
I bet you a good chunk of that class didn't know what they were doing much.
Right.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So of course Will gets sorted as a sidekick or
Yep.
hero support because he has no powers.
Yeah.
powers and they
Yeah.
drop a car on him.
yeah,
Yeah.
which luckily he
Dude,
avoids.
Yeah.
that I remember in the trailers
Yeah.
vividly. The part where he'd go car and then somebody would catch the
Yeah,
the
car.
rock
Yeah.
monster would catch it. The other kid, Larry,
Yeah,
would catch the car and then they'd do it again and Will would be flattened by the car.
Oh,
he has quick reflexes though.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, to like lay down.
to,
Yeah.
to immediately like hear car and be like, oh shit.
Right.
Yeah. So after he gets sorted, he has to go to the nurse. I don't know if you guys remember this part.
Yes.
He has to go to the
Oh
nurse.
my gosh,
And he
yes.
gets to encounter the school nurse who is played by Cloris Leachman.
Dude, I love the nurse so much. She's
so funny.
funny.
I can't, she's talking to him and she's just like, yeah, in very rare cases when both parents are superheroes, sometimes the child doesn't have any powers.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Ron Wilson, the bus driver,
Yeah.
and they happen to
There
look
he
out
is
the window.
now.
Yeah, there he is. There he is. There. You keeps saying he's like playing with a mop.
Yeah.
Whatever, like,
It's like swinging it around like
Oh
what breaks
my
the window of his bus.
oh god.
Dude, and actually one of the parts that made me like absolutely crack up was when she was talking to him. She like had a piece of paper or
Yep.
something. She
Yeah.
crumpled it up as she was talking and then tosses it. And she's like, "Oh, look."
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
completely just because she must have made it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, she made
Yep,
it into the
she
basket.
made it.
And
Trying
and
to
took
draw
her-
attention away from what they're talking
It took her.
about.
It took. She completely disengaged from the conversation for a
Yes.
second to go like, "Oh, look."
Yeah. She was
Very
a
funny.
comic genius.
Yes.
God, she was so funny.
Yeah.
It was so good to see her.
I
again.
know.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice?
Like we just
And wasn't it? So,
yeah.
what did you think about seeing her as an old lady right
Yeah.
after seeing her as Phyllis?
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's very weird.
Yeah. Will also meets at school. He meets his crush,
Oh.
Gwen,
Whoa.
played by Scott Pilgrim actress Mary Elizabeth Wines.
Yes.
Yeah.
She plays Ramona Flowers in
Yeah.
Scott Pilgrim, which I completely forgot about. I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
All right.
her.
Oh,
Same.
okay.
Same. Absolutely.
So when Will goes home, he can't bring himself to tell his dad that he actually has no powers.
Yeah.
He lies to him, you know.
He was
just like
gonna
he's been.
tell him, but of course there's always that,
Yeah.
yeah.
And his dad, like, shows him the secret sanctum.
Yeah.
His dad lets him see this secret room beneath the house. He's like, you can never bring anybody down here. This is important plot information for later on.
Yeah,
Yes.
foreshadow.
Yeah.
As a high school boy, can't bring anybody into this secret
Yes,
place.
now you're a child, and if I tell you not to do something, I'm sure you're never going to do it. But anyway, this place is filled with all these trophies from all of their, you know, exploits over the years, including this one called the pacifier. This, like, thing they got from, quote-unquote, Royal Pain.
Royal Pain, yes.
Royal Pain.
Great name.
Yep.
Great name for a villain. Fantastic. It's a throwaway line. Like, they kind of, you know, try not to dwell on it too much.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's very important for the plot.
Because he points out other ones in the same breath, so it didn't feel special at the moment.
Yes, exactly. Will gets to go to hero support classes instead of hero classes. And they're taught by Mr. Boy, which, oh my God. He's played by
Mr.
David
Boy.
Foley, which is like, he was an actor from the sketch series Kids in the Hall. I don't know if you guys ever watched that.
I recognized him when I saw him. I was like, oh yeah, he's
There were a lot of really good comedians in this, and a lot of good like sketch comedy, like you know, physical comedy.
Yep.
Kevin McDonald, who plays Mr. Medulla, also is a Kids in the Hall comedian.
Nice.
He's the teacher with the big old head.
Yeah, the mad scientist teacher.
Oh God.
Real quick about Mr. Boy. I love that whole scene is very funny because he introduces himself as all American boys, who I used to be. You know, he gets into his old costume. And he like shows a painting of him and the commander.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't know you worked with the commander. This is Will speaking. And
Yeah.
he's like, Mr. Stronghold. Your dad never mentioned it to me.
Your dad's the commander, and
I'm
you
like,
didn't know me?
I felt so bad for him. It's terrible, man.
It was so messed up.
Yeah.
Like, your mom? Did she ever mention
Yeah,
me?
he's like, what about your mom?
No.
Yeah.
No.
When Kurt Russell, the commander / Will's father, comes home to find Will studying with his other sidekick friends,
Yeah.
He's kind of confused.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're really lowering the standards of heroes these days. Because he thinks they're all heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he gets all excited about the shape shifting, and then it's like, into a guinea pig.
Yeah.
Okay, never
I'm a
mind.
shapeshifter. A shapeshifter. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, but then he has like this whole argument with his dad in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And this is also where the phone gag comes in.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yes.
because the dad gets mad. He says, Boomer made you a sidekick, you know.
I'm going to call the school. The tuition we pay them.
Yeah.
Crunches the phone up.
It opens it up, and there's like 7 more phones in there.
Yeah. And so he has this big fight, and of course all his friends hear him,
Yeah.
you know, in the kitchen. He
Yep.
hears them be like, I'm proud to be who I am, and all this
Yeah.
stuff. And it's like, oh, that's such a sweet sentiment, because in approximately 15 minutes,
Yep.
you're going to abandon all of them.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yes.
It so quickly changes him.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh my God. And already, too, it's super, super clear to the audience that Layla's in love with him, his best friend.
Yeah.
Also, Kurt Russell's costume, in this scene, he's wearing the full commander getup.
Yeah.
They had to put a cooling system in his costume.
Oh, really?
To keep him cool, also because
it was
it was really hot, and they said that, you know, superheroes don't sweat, so they had to do that so that he would never sweat. So the next day at school, Will's powers manifest when he is in the lunchroom, and it's a scene reminiscent of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. Like when he's walking,
Oh, yeah.
and he wears red and blue the whole movie.
Yeah.
And when he's walking, he's got the tray, and I was watching it, and it just gave me the flashback to that scene in the first Spider-Man when he realizes his web powers during a fight in the lunchroom, like with a bully.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is basically the exact kind of what happens here.
Yep.
Yeah, he gets into a little tussle with War and Peace.
Yes. What a great name.
Yeah,
It is
played by
such a
Stephen
great
Strait. I love his name, War and Peace.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, God. And War and Peace is the son of a villain who was, I guess, jailed by Will's dad. So they have this kind of...
Yeah. His
A little bit of beef.
His mom was a hero. so he's got powers, and then his
Yeah.
dad was a supervillain.
So now Will has powers, though, right? Because he's really
Yes.
strong, and everyone's like, whoa, you're popular now. He gets transferred to the hero classes.
Yep.
He ditches his friends like a sack of old potatoes.
He acts a little sad at first, but
Yeah.
then that goes away.
I feel like, he didn't want to do it,
yeah.
but like he could have not done it
Yes.
at the same time.
He kind of just let it happen.
Yeah.
I think it would have been harder for him to get into the hero stuff and become the jerk that he becomes
Yeah.
if he wasn't sat next to Gwen in the first class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Gwen manipulates him so
She
fast.
manipulates the crap out of him.
Yes.
She is like, no, you have to sit with me now. Like, you're a hero, and
Yeah.
I'm going to teach you how to build things. And then she shows up at his house, which is scary.
Yes.
And this is when she, invites the parents to the homecoming dance and all this
Yeah.
stuff. And of
Yeah.
course, they've got these massive egos. So they're like, of
Of course we'll do
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Of course we're going to do it.
Yeah.
So now that Will's a hero, his friends kind of all decide to like use him to stop the bullying because they all
Yeah.
get bullied really
Yeah.
bad.
Oh, yeah.
And they have him participate and save the citizen.
Yeah, this is one of
Yes.
the coolest scenes.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite parts of the movie. So
Same.
apparently there's like this game that they all play at the school. The kids fill out the bleachers
Yep.
and they dangle this mannequin over this
Rotating spiral of death. of
like these
blades.
rotating blades. And they have like 2 kids play the heroes, 2 kids play the villains. And
3 minutes to duke it out.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then if the villains win, obviously the person dies, but if the heroes win, they save the citizen.
Yeah.
And a freshman's never won. So Will
Mm.
plays
man.
and he wins. He's paired
Of
up with
course.
War and Peace
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a
the
cool
true hero of the
scene.
movie.
Yes.
Yeah. It's such a cool scene because the villains in this scene are the 2 bullies
Yep.
who from the very beginning have been just the worst.
Yep. Awful.
Because they immediately, like at the very beginning, they round up all the freshmen and demand money from them.
Yeah.
Luckily, Gwen shows up to stop that. But like, they're jerks the whole time, these
Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
They obviously pick Will and Warren to be the heroes. And knowing
Yeah.
that they're going to butt heads, right?
Yeah.
Or
Yep.
not work well as a team.
Yep.
They get it done in the last moments.
Yes. The last few seconds, they save the citizen. And then
Yep.
this only increases Will's popularity.
Yep.
And
Right.
but like still kind of upsets Layla. Layla's like he's becoming popular. He's forgetting about us.
Yeah.
And so then he tries to do have this date with Layla,
Yeah.
and he stands her up because
Yep.
Gwen shows up at his house, distracts him all night. She
Yeah.
kind of gets him to ask her to homecoming.
Yep.
All this stuff. So when Layla is stood up, she hangs out at the Paper Lantern, which is like this Chinese restaurant, and Warren works there. So
Yes.
Warren kind of appears, and this is where I'm like, girl,
Oh.
He's right there.
Yeah.
date
come
Warren.
on. Yeah.
What are you doing? Like
Yeah.
their chemistry is so much better.
Yes.
I think she totally could have if she made the effort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was clearly like not.
I think he
Yeah.
wasn't interested because she was so hung up on Will.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, because
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He could read her like a book, so
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
knew that it wasn't like a thing.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. If she had actually forgot about Will, and was
Yeah.
like, I'm just gonna find somebody else.
Which I would have the moment I
Yeah.
saw this guy. I'm sorry.
I
then,
know.
yeah.
Like, I mean, he's nice.
Yep.
Like, he's nice to her.
Yeah.
And like, Will has been a jerk
Yeah.
this whole movie.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of like, dude.
You know what I think? To let true love remain unspoken is the quickest route to a heavy heart.
Wow. That is really deep.
Yeah. And your lucky numbers are 4, 16, 5, and 49.
yeah, he's a genuinely nice
Mm-hmm.
guy in that moment.
So the next day, she goes, Layla goes to Will, and she tries to ask him to homecoming. She finds out that
Oh
Will's
my
going
gosh.
with Gwen.
Oh God, that scene hurts.
I was like, you
Yeah.
never let them go first.
Never.
Yeah.
You never.
Never.
If you're gonna tell someone like a
Yeah.
long secret or whatever, don't let the other person go first.
Yeah.
Tell your secret.
Right, you already built up the courage to do it, so
Yeah.
do it.
Just
Do
do it.
Yeah. Don't wimp out and be like, oh yeah, you go first. No.
Ugh.
No. Don't do it.
Yeah.
And then one thing that drove me insane is that he tells her, like, oh, I'm going to homecoming with Gwen.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
And obviously shutting her down.
Yeah.
But then who knows how much time passes before he goes, oh, yeah, what were you going to say?
Oh, yeah, wait, by the way, they're on the bus already.
He completely
Yeah.
forgot. He didn't even...
Yes.
Yeah.
His interest in what she had to say was zero.
Yeah.
Also, he had just stood her up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And he
yes.
was sorry for 0.2 seconds. He was like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. And she totally was like, you know what? It's totally fine because I'm actually in love with you. Like, it was like basically, she had
Like,
basically
she had the fortune cookie and everything in her hand.
She was just going to go for it.
Yeah. She totally forgave him for it and everything. Oh, man, that scene is tough. So then she says, well, I'm going to go with Warren to the dance. And, of course, he gets all upset about that.
Yeah.
And then he's all jealous.
Of course. Oh, now he cares, right?
Yeah, now
Now he's like,
cares.
oh, he's my mortal enemy now.
Yes. Oh, God. And that's such a cute little thing because then his friends all become friends with Warren.
Yeah.
They kind of swarm him at the lunch table.
Yeah. I love that because two parts that I love from that scene. One, Warren agrees to this. He's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it because I like you. I'm only doing it to get back at Will. And he's like, well, then I'm in.
Yeah. He's
You
like,
know?
it's just a mess with him? Oh, okay, that's fine.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
And the second thing is after Warren leaves the table,
Yeah.
the one who melts, I
Yeah.
forgot. I'm sorry, I can't remember his name. He goes, "Is this still the tough guy's table? If Warren's not sitting here, like he wants to be seen as the tough guy, which is so fun."
Gwen kind of manipulates Will again, convinces him to have like this weird, like crazy impromptu party.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. And in this scene, Gwen like kind of sends Will away because Layla crashes the party. And
Yep.
Gwen tells Layla like, Will knows you're in love with him. He thinks it's creepy. He doesn't want you around.
He's too
Yeah.
nice. He can't. He won't tell you that he doesn't feel the same way, and you know it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
You
and
know.
Yeah.
super manipulative. And
Yep.
like
Ugh.
the one thing I really like about this movie too, one of the things I really like is that they kind of flip the script here. A lot of movies would do this thing where it's like he doesn't know what happened and like
Right.
you know, he has no idea
Yeah.
and he goes to
and
the
he just
dance with the
goes
girl.
along with it.
Yeah, but like he figures it out immediately. He sees Layla crying. He's like, dude, what did you do?
What did you
Yeah.
say to
Like,
her?
yeah,
say,
you did
yeah.
something to her. You know, and he didn't do this thing where it's like, oh, Layla's just jealous of me, or you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
That's usually like what happens.
Yeah. He's not intentionally being a jerk
No.
No.
because he does. In this moment, he's like, I need to go
Yeah.
assess my friend.
Yeah.
Like walks away from actually breaks up with Gwen in this.
Yeah,
one,
he
Yeah.
breaks
doesn't
up with her.
does.
And why is she getting all? She gets really pissed about it. I'm like,
Yeah.
why?
Yeah. Like you're literally just using
This
him.
is just a plan.
I think
a
it's just because
ploy.
it makes her look bad.
Yeah.
I
He's
guess
doing
so.
it in front of all her
I
friends.
guess
That's
it's true,
true,
but whatever.
yeah.
Screw
She's
her.
like, I'm the popular girl now. Like, why are you? Yeah.
Yeah.
you're
Screw
not.
her.
You're not supposed to break up with me. I'm supposed to break up with you.
Yeah,
kind
that
of thing.
that
yeah.
kind of stuff. Yeah.
Right. But at least in this moment, he does figure it out, and that is nice. Because, like I said, he's not this whole time. He's not intentionally being a jerk.
Yeah.
He doesn't really realize what he's doing to his friends by
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
by
Yep.
hanging out with the popular kids.
Yeah. He wanted to invite them anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And no, he legitimately, when he sees what happened, he doesn't like chalk it up to her being jealous or whatever, or
Right.
anything. He immediately breaks up with Gwen, you know, just kind of decides he's not even going to go to homecoming.
Yep.
And which is, I mean, you know, it's like a pretty mature decision.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is.
The parents are angry about it, but because they want to go to homecoming and get their award, they want to be the guests
Yeah.
of honor at homecoming.
Yeah, they
Yep.
were gonna reveal
The
the Stronghold 3
3
at homecoming, which is ridiculous because it's not like it's broadcast on TV or anything.
Right.
Why would you?
Yeah.
Why would you announce such
But
a
I mean, I
global
guess
thing there?
It would be their like to their superhero.
I
like,
guess their peers.
people.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. So Will stays home from the dance. He had this conversation with Warren earlier in the day. I think he talks about Layla. And
Yeah.
Warren's like, dude, like, she just likes you. She's so into you.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you're just an idiot. I don't know how you didn't know this.
Yeah, yeah.
And Will just kind of just breezes right past that. He's just kind of like, well, she hates me now because of what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he decides to stay home. While he's staying home, his parents go to the homecoming dance, and he just casually flips through his parents' yearbook
Yep.
and notices that he sees Gwen in his parents' yearbook. And
Yeah.
he's like, That's weird.
What?
And he immediately puts 2 and 2 and 4 and 4 and 8 and 8 together, and jumps to the conclusion that it's a trap.
Yeah.
He needs to go to the needs to go to
He's
the
like,
dance.
Oh shit.
He does this in the sanctum.
Yes.
And he
Yeah.
looks, the picture in the yearbook has Gwen and the rest of the science class, I assume,
Yeah.
standing around the pacifier.
Yes.
And then he looks over and it's gone.
The pacifier is gone because during that massive party that Gwen convinced him to throw,
Oh, yeah.
he let her down there into the sanctum,
Dude.
the secret sanctum.
Yes.
Secret sanctum.
This is actually one of the moments where I realized, I'm like, how did I ever not know that she was like bad news?
Yeah.
Because like maybe was I at one point swept away by her like Will was? Because watching it now, I'm like,
Duh.
dude,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Yeah.
She's clearly
Something's up.
Yeah. She's like, is there
like it's
somewhere
all
more
a plan.
private we can
Exactly.
go? Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Blarg, dude. Just lock the door. You're in your dad's
I know,
office. It's as
yeah.
private
Yeah.
as you need
Yeah,
to be.
exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he realizes it's gone at this particular moment while his parents are walking into
Yeah.
this trap.
Yeah, they've been down into the sanctum a couple of times, I feel like. And
Yeah.
nobody's noticed.
Yep.
Nobody's noticed that this massive thing is missing.
Mm-hmm.
So Will rushes to the school as Gwen reveals herself to be Royal Pain.
Yeah.
Remember we mentioned Royal Pain a million years ago?
And this
Yeah.
is the quick step back. This is when the bus driver saves the day.
Yes.
'Cause
Yeah,
Will
Ron
couldn't
Wilson.
Will couldn't have gotten to the school without him.
Yes, yeah.
It's pretty great.
The bus driver shows
It's like-
up and
It's like if I don't come back in 20 minutes, go in after you. Got it. No. Go get help. Go get help. Got it.
I love Ron Wilson, bus
Yeah,
driver.
yes.
I love him
He's
so
so good.
much. Yeah, so Gwen reveals herself to be Royal Pain, who went to school with Will's parents. She unveils the pacifier. We find out what it does. The pacifier turns adults into babies.
Yep.
A true weapon,
Yes.
really. And her
I know.
plan,
Very
yeah.
cruel,
Yes.
honestly.
Oh God, yeah. And her plan is to just raise them as villains.
Yeah, turn
Yep.
everyone at the school back into babies and raise them at a villain school.
Yes, yeah. So they'll have those same powers, but they'll be evil.
Yes.
Every villain is lemons.
I'm sorry, like, twins is hard enough. Triplets
I
is
know.
hard enough. Could you imagine taking care of that
Dude.
She
many
really did not
babies?
think this through.
I don't think she did.
No,
I
she
think,
did not.
I think it would have, yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you can't immediately raise them
Crumbled.
as villains. You just have
Yeah.
to. They're babies.
Yeah.
You're not teaching them villain behavior yet. They're not in
Exactly.
villain high school because they're
Right,
babies.
yeah.
There's actually is a pretty funny part where after that she reveals herself to be a villain and they turn everyone to babies. Her and her like Toadie, who's played by the dean from Community.
Yes.
They're trying to like figure out how to latch the carrier. They're trying to put a baby in. It's like, yeah, get ready,
The car
dude.
Yeah,
Seats, yeah.
bad news,
Oh,
dude.
God.
Like,
Oh, and she's holding the commander as
Yeah.
a baby, giving
Yeah.
this villain speech, revealing her plan.
yeah.
But first, she had to destroy the very institution that dared to spurn her genius. And now, so many years later, that plan is complete. My only regret? That this may be the finest supervillain speech ever given. And you don't even know what I'm saying.
it's crazy though, because it almost seems like the babies do understand a little
They
bit.
might.
Yeah.
a little
Like,
bit,
because
yeah.
I mean, you see him smile when his son like comes out.
Yeah,
and
when
is
Will
like,
shows
hey,
up.
Like,
Yeah, like they
I'm gonna
kind of
beat
get
you,
it.
basically. And then of course the like really smart
Medulla.
Medulla
Yeah.
is like,
Basically,
He's
an
like
adult in a
basically-
baby body.
yeah,
I accepted that one only because he's extremely smart.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
He's the
his whole
massive
thing.
That's
brain.
his thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'd let that one go.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
rest of them I just assumed were just what you would expect from a baby. So.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. So Will returns to the school and meets up with his friends to take down Royal Pain and all her cronies, all the
Yeah.
popular kids.
Yeah.
Somehow she's convinced them all to go along with her
Yeah.
plan.
Which is ridiculous, dude.
Yeah.
I actually we haven't talked about her yet. I despise the cheerleader girl.
Oh my god, yes.
She's horrible. She's so mean.
I love her power though. It's so cool.
She's got a great power.
She can split into a bunch of different.
And it makes all the sense. It never clicked with me back in the day, but it makes all the sense that she would be the cheerleader because she's the whole squad
she's the
by
whole team.
herself.
Yep. Don't even need more.
You just the one cheerleader, and you've got the whole team right there.
Yes.
But she's so mean at every turn.
Yeah. So Will and Layla make up and they like make out, which is, I mean,
In midair.
yeah, it feels a little out of nowhere when they kiss for the first time because Will has never once in this movie stated any romantic interest in Layla. Not even one time.
That's a good point.
Even when Warren was like, "She's into you," he's just like, "Whatever." Like he literally never once was like, you know what I mean?
It seemed more like a friendship to him.
Yeah.
Like he obviously didn't want to lose her, but not necessarily.
Yeah.
I love the way they handled this thing because they basically the ending they basically show how the future would be with heroes and hero support, like where the hero, quote unquote, is busy fighting the villain, whereas the hero support are saving everyone else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Will wasn't about to stop the school from falling.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is another part of Royal Pain's plan.
Yeah. Yeah, Royal Pain has deactivated the anti-gravity and she throws Will out a window, and this is when we learn that Will can fly!
Yay, he's got both powers.
What a twist! He's got both powers. He can fly and he's super strong.
And he thought he had none.
Yeah, and then she deactivates the anti-gravity, and at the same time, all of the sidekicks are like in the vents, trying to like, get rid of the device that gets rid of the anti-gravity or whatever.
Yeah.
And, the little guinea pig is chewing the wires.
Yeah, every character, every one of Will's friends gets their moment.
Yeah, they all get to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're when they work together, they're all one, good unit, but their powers are seemingly useless.
Yeah.
But
as a team, they can beat any one of the bad guys.
Yep.
Even with their quote unquote better powers.
Yeah, when they need to see in the vent, the kid that glows really comes in handy.
Yep.
Yes.
So when the school loses its anti-gravity ability, it starts to fall from the sky.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
At a massive rate, and it nearly lands in a house owned by the Timmermans.
Yes.
Which they have like 3 lines. They're played by Tom Kenny and his real life wife Jill.
I lost it because I did not remember this part at all.
Yeah, same.
And I was like, Tom Kenny! I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
So,
I did the
same thing.
Great.
But yeah, Tom Kenny and his real life wife Jill Talley, they make a cameo appearance for some reason in this movie. Jill also plays Karen in SpongeBob. She's been on the show just as long as Tom.
Yeah.
And so they
Really cute.
and so it was cute too because it's they're all the boxes are unpacked, they didn't break a thing, and
then plummeting down, dude. And this is when you realize how big it is. Because when it's up pretty high, it looks like a UFO is coming, or it's kind of what it looks like from underneath. But when he they get the anti-gravity back working like in perfect movie fashion, where he's
it's
perfectly
like
standing on the house, holding it up, and you realize how big it is. It's like blocks.
Yeah.
It like covers, like they were just standing there screaming like it was going to crush their house, but it also would have crushed everything around
everything.
Oh yeah.
within a multi-block radius.
Yeah. But then Will swoops in and
pushes it back up.
Yeah.
And they chewed the right wire, so
so everything's okay. But yeah, I'm so happy for you guys that you got to enjoy that moment.
That reveal was so good.
Of Tom Kenny randomly being in this Disney movie.
Yeah.
No idea why, but
yeah.
Because I remember when I saw it a few years ago, I lost my mind. Like, whoa.
Yeah. I recognized the voice before I saw his face too, which is the best part.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a second.
Who's that? Is that Patchy the Pirate?
Yeah, exactly.
Pirate.
Oh.
Yeah, so the day's been saved by the sidekicks, all is well, and
you know, they're like, oh, the Hero of the Year award was just a ploy to get you guys to come to the school, but somebody deserves the award anyway. We know who actually deserves it. We're thinking Will's going to get it, right?
Yeah.
But then the commander goes to everyone and hands it to all the sidekicks, including the bus driver.
Including Ron Wilson.
Yeah.
Who had come in to help.
Belongs to them. The sidekicks. I mean hero support.
Why don't we just call them what they really are, Josie? Heroes.
Implying that there will no longer be the separation between sidekicks and heroes, which is a nice.
Yay! No more. Woo! And then we find out in a post-credit scene that Ron Wilson gets exposed to radiation and does actually get powers eventually.
He gets Ant-Man powers. He can grow huge.
And destroys robots.
Yes. So,
I'll stop the world
and melt with you. Well, there you have it. That's that.
That's Sky High.
Oh, okay. So the movie had a $35 million budget, and Sky High did pretty well. It earned over $86 million worldwide.
Not bad.
Not terrible. It wasn't a flop.
No.
You know, but I would say it is an oft-forgotten movie.
For sure.
I don't think it's not necessarily a cult classic. It wasn't really a flop, and it really...
Yeah. But, like, if you bring it up, odds are somebody will probably remember.
Somebody might remember it,
Our age, for sure.
Yeah. The movie has a 6.3 rating on IMDb and a 73% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
Not bad.
No,
it is not that
terrible.
bad, honestly. So there you have it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening this month.
Yes.
We will be back in October. Our favorite month to do episodes. So we will have 4 spooky-filled episodes for you guys.
Excellent.
Already in October. And if you are jonesing for more of us, we have 200 other episodes that you can go through and listen to. And if you don't want to listen to those, you can hop over and listen to There Are No Small Parts.
Yes.
Which is our audio drama show. And we do plan on releasing a new episode in the off months. So
that's the idea.
Yes, that's the idea.
Here we go.
Thank you so much for listening. Thank you especially to our patrons, John, JD, Anthony, Shelley, Bob, Jaron, Jacob. We really appreciate you guys.
Yes, thank you.
Hope you enjoyed the extended version of this briefcase, the not so briefcase.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I guess that's a briefcase closed. Tiny clap.
Yeah. Tiny clap.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
All unpacked, and the movers didn't break a thing. Told you we didn't need that extra insurance.
No, I know.